Good morning. My name is Rebecca Gibbony, a public school teacher in a suburban school district in Lycoming County. Today I am with you on behalf of the new Pennsylvania Teacher Advisory Committee, a nonprofit organization comprised of Pennsylvania current educators that offer a direct pipeline to education policymakers across the Commonwealth. I'm grateful to be with you today. I started on my teacher journey 9 years ago. I have educated approximately 7,500 students. I've spent over 1,500 days and more than 13,000 hours, plus you know more, fully committed to this rewarding profession. I am responsible for 7,500 futures with no minutes to spare. I want to take you to a classroom full of glam and glitter, a classroom plastered with student projects, a room filled with laughter and smiles, a safe classroom where students can voice their opinion and feel a sense of belonging. I want to take you to a classroom where every student feels safe, eager to learn, and ready to prepare themselves for their futures. This was my classroom a short 3 years ago, but not today. While my classroom is still sprinkled with students eager to learn, I struggle to keep students awake. While student-created projects are displayed on every inch of my room, I still get some students unable to complete assignments. While still trying to create a safe classroom environment, my students refuse to work with students that are different than themselves. In 3 years, my classroom has changed, my students have changed, and education itself has changed. As I stand here thinking of just one story to share with you, that one story to hook you, I struggle to think of just one story. Instead, my mind runs to the student who comes to school just for one hot meal a day. My mind fades to the student who comes in with scars from last night's stories written up and down her body. My mind races to the student who house hops every night to just find a safe place to sleep, to the student who shakes from withdrawal from the weekend parties, or to the student who I let sleep in class because I know they were up all night listening to their parents fight. Worse, my mind wanders to the student who found their parent overdosed the night before, and they fight for their tomorrow. To that student, there's not just one story because these are their realities. And in turn, this is my reality every day, and our teachers' realities every day. For a long time, I felt at fault. I was afraid to admit my teacher failures, sleepless nights covered up by the extra cup of coffee or extra cover up under the eyes. Yet what I've found is that I'm not alone. The problem we face as educators is that we don't know where to go from here. I cannot teach my students content when they cannot get past what happens to them a couple of minutes before the bell or a couple of seconds before the bell. My role as teacher has quickly turned to a parent in a few short years, and as a young educator, like some of these in the room here, I don't even know where to begin when it comes to parenting. I am pleased to see that the Secretary plans to include non-cognitive competencies as well as cognitive competencies in the induction plan as stated in Chapter 49 revisions. However, this plan only concerns new teachers. I would encourage the Secretary to consider providing non-cognitive training not only in the induction program, but also with all educators across Pennsylvania. In the PTAC report, it was found that 74.2% of educators have not, to this day, received proper training to meet the needs of our students who have experienced trauma. Dealing with these non-cognitive skills, specifically the socio-emotional needs of our students, is not just a problem for our future teachers, but it is a problem for our current teachers as well. As mentioned in the executive report on Chapter 49, the state has identified teacher shortages as another concern. From a practicing educator, it is not only teacher shortages that is of high control, but it's also teacher burnout. It is not the art of teaching that is failing our students. We know our content. It is the lack of preparedness we feel for these situations beyond our control, those socio-emotional situations. If non-cognitive skills training is of such high importance as it should be, I would recommend that the state invest in providing funding through intermediate units to provide proper training across the state like they have with other initiatives like STEM education and text-dependent analysis. Training for all would equip teachers to provide student equity no matter their realities. As educators, we open our hearts to our students. It's not written in our teacher heart to give up. I stand here today as a voice for my fellow educators. I share my narrative on behalf of my student that goes unnoticed. I give testimony today on behalf of the student we, as an education system, are failing because we have no answer. I stand here fighting for them because if not, who will? Thank you for your opportunity to share with you our realities.
Thank you very much.